Hi all, I'm about to show you this Atoto or Atoto A6 Android in-car stereo. It's a 2-DIN car stereo with the model number this. It's the Pro version with the buttons, and it has 2 gig and 32 gig ROM. In here rather, you can see the various different functionalities it has, and the fact that this is going to go into a Honda Civic 2003. Given that it's going into a Honda 2003, a couple of things that I did buy in addition. I bought a dash faceplate. As you can see, the manufacturer of that, and this is the part number for that. I also bought the wireless harness so that I can connect it up directly into the existing stereo system. Now, the existing stereo system in a Honda is a 1-DIN unit, but you can put in a 2-DIN unit, and I'm about to do that. So let me go and get the unit and start installing. Okay. So I've skipped the part on how to pull the panels out of the Honda Civic. If you need that, I'll put the link into the comments field as part of this video. But as you can see, I've taken the main portion out of the car, and I removed the control unit. As you can see, this is a control unit held on by 3 screws. And I removed the harness that came as part of this unit. And instead, what I've done is, as you can see here, I've hooked up the existing factory harness that had the original 1-DIN car stereo, and I connected it up to the A6. As you can see here, these are the screws that hold it in, and this would go into the unit. I'll show you that in a second here. A couple of things are, I already went into the car and I wired up the harness. The harness is fairly straightforward if you've got the standard harness that comes with the A6 together with your particular harness. The one that I got was this one, remember, and it's quite easy. You just go and you hook up the color codes to the ones that are as part of the system. Now, there's a couple that I didn't hook up, partly because my system or the car does not have steering wheel control, so I left that alone. I didn't bother about grounding the parking brake. I just left that alone as well. And I think, yeah, that's about all that I had. I don't have an amplifier, so don't use any of these portions down here. But if I get a rear view camera, I will hook it up. I wired in the GPS aerial. I'll show you how that antenna wiring went. And I also wired up the external mic. Not that you need it, as I've tried this with and without the external mic, and everyone says it sounds about the same. The Wi-Fi, I didn't bother kind of like wiring up because from what I found, the signal strength, even though I just wire it up and plug it into the back, I don't need to route it all the way out onto the windscreen. If I do that later, I'll put up another video for that. So, with that being said, the next thing I need to do is I need to put in this faceplate into the harness. So let me try and do that. I'm going to stop this video and I'll pause it. So this is the faceplate that's going to go onto this dash bit here. I'll plug it in. Actually, it goes around this way. So let's see how that goes in. I'm going to put this in before I put in the unit. Try and do it one-handed. maybe I'll pause the video, put it in, and then show you what it looks like. Okay, so I've snapped it in, as you can see. It wasn't hard, but you do have to fill with it to get the hooks in. These are the little snap-on pieces in the back, so you can see what that looks like. Now I'm going to kind of line up the car unit. One of the things that came with the car unit was this bit here. I'm not quite sure where that actually goes in or whether I actually even need it. So I'm going to try without it and see if we can line it up. Yep, this is the portions here. Let's see. This goes in there. Yep, it's lining up okay. I'm gonna have to use two hands, so I'm gonna kind of pause this video and then come back to it. Okay, I want to show you what's going on here. I took off the harness because I was having trouble trying to fit the unit in, but it seems like it's not fitting because these tabs, you can see them really, these tabs, those bits there, they are actually causing this unit not to fit. So let me try and bring it out here. It's just too big, or the unit is too big rather to fit in. So I might have to take this faceplate and I don't know if I can return it or not, but I'll see if I can figure this out. I'm going to put the video on pause for a second. So far is I've pushed the unit all the way through and then clamped this on, and now what I'm going to try and do is with this on with the unit, I'll try and bring this up and see if I can squeeze it through that way. Hopefully this will work. I'll let you know. After struggling with this for a while, I was able to get it in. It's not exactly flush, as you can see now. This bit's sticking out here, this bit's not in. The other thing that I noticed is now trying to get access to the USB is a little tight. Basically what I did is I put this in first, then I pushed this on over it. It was extremely difficult. Then I put the mounting brackets on, put the screws in, and it's holding tight. I'm going to try and adjust it a little bit to see if I can get the if I can move this across a bit. I don't know how, but if I can, then all well and good. If not, I'm going to try this and see if it works. If it starts to bother me because these are getting real tight, I don't know how in real life this would really work out since it's so close. Yeah, we're gonna have to see. I'm gonna try it out and then see if I like it. If not, I'm just gonna remove this, and you know, if somebody else wants it, comment, and you know, maybe we can work something out. But for now, I don't think I should have got this. All right, gonna try and work on the next stage. Okay, so the next stage is to put the screws back in. The 4 screws that go one here, one there, and then one down here. And then I'll put back this HVAC control unit as well. I'll screw it all in and show you what the final product looks like before we go and head out into the car. Okay, so here you have it. This is with everything screwed in now from the back, as you can see. That's what it looks like. like I said, it's not 100% flush, as you can see there and there. I tried to fix it up, but I just couldn't manage it. Anyway, I'm going to try and get this in the car. What I am going to do, as I mentioned, is I'm going to plug in the Wi-Fi for now, since I heard that you don't really need to plug this all the way out. If it really becomes an issue once I drive it later on, I might wire up this to the screen, the windscreen. Anyway, let me get to the car and show you how I put this in. I forgot to mention though, I did not use this. I guess if it was going somewhere flush, where some cars you want to hide this, you could kind of like put this in. If I had put this in, there's no way the flush mount would have worked. Anyway, off to the car.